Hey, what's going on, everybody? Earlier, I asked the question, is addiction a disease? And a lot of people, I have to ask because in the past 6 months, a lot of research and articles have surfaced, some based on evidence, some based on opinion, about whether or not addiction is a choice or a disease. Now, there's a lot of people out there who strongly feel that addiction is a choice. And I can understand both sides of the argument. I understand exactly where you're coming from. You're saying that it's mind over matter and you have to overcome. If you want to keep using the drugs knowing you'll die, then that's your problem. That's what a lot of people on the choice side of the aisle fall under. And I can understand your argument. I really do. I've read your arguments. And a lot of you articulate your stances very well. A lot of you are well spoken in that manner, and I really understand what you're trying to say. My rebuttal to that, though, is the Surgeon General of the United States of America said, first of all, classified addiction as a chronic illness. And he said, and I quote, "It is a chronic illness that we must approach with the same skill and compassion with which we approach heart disease, diabetes, and cancer." Drugabuse.gov has this to say about addiction. Addiction is a chronic, often relapsing brain disease that causes compulsive drug seeking and use, despite harmful consequences to the addicted individual and to those around them. These are pretty clear. Drugabuse.gov. That's a .government domain. The Surgeon General is the highest doctor's office in the land. These are huge statements that they have made, classifying disease or addiction as a disease. Now, there's still many out there who aren't going to agree. There's still many out there who feel it is a choice. All right. Now, let me say this. If none of that has been able to sway you over to the disease side, let me ask you this. Let me put it to you this way. Maybe the drug use itself, you're looking at drug use as the only symptom. I think that's where we're failing when we're talking about drug addiction. You're looking at the drug abuse itself as the only symptom. There's other symptoms. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say addiction is only a symptom of a much larger issue. I would say that addiction stems from a much larger mental illness, one that very many of us have the same mental illness, the same mental disease. Some of us don't fall into the addicted category, and some of us do. Some of us do. We get that first taste, that first high, and then continue going. Some of us never get that taste. Or maybe some of us are medicated on different things. We're regulated in another way, medically, through drugs. I think we need to stop looking at the drug use as the only symptom. It's only one small. I mean, I understand. Okay, I shouldn't say small. That was wrong on my part. But it is a large symptom. It is a large part of being of addiction. Obviously, the drug use, but we have to look at it from the other perspectives, from the side of the brain, the side where people know more than ever. People know that you most likely aren't going to hit a rock bottom anymore. Okay? You know, we used to talk about tough love. Like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was tough love. You got to put them out on the street. You got to stop giving them money. You got to let them starve. You got to let them come to terms. You got to let them find God in the gutter. Today, in 2017, you don't get a rock bottom. If you're lucky enough to get a rock bottom, then God truly has shown you favor. But in 2017, most addicts aren't lucky enough to hit a rock bottom. They're going to OD and either die, or they're going to come back and they're going to change. But you're not lucky enough to hit that true rock bottom of having nothing and no one around you. People aren't really being addicts for 25 years, you know. Not anymore. The drugs are too strong. The drugs are killing us too fast, and they're coming out with new variations every week. So, is addiction a disease? I say yes. Or, if you want to take it a step further, I could say addiction is a small symptom of a much larger illness that is plaguing this nation. Of a much larger, undiagnosed, and uncategorized illness that is running through this nation that we're too afraid to talk about because we don't want to be labeled and we don't want to be outcast. But it's okay to talk about mental illness. You know, when I don't talk gateway drugs. I talk gateway mindset. You guys know that. If you've been watching my videos, you know that. I don't talk about gateway drugs. I talk about a gateway mindset. I don't believe every single person that smokes weed is going to smoke crack too. I don't believe that. But I do believe that there are people with a gateway mindset who use weed as a crutch. And weed absolutely becomes a crutch in their life. And they may absolutely go on to harder things because that crutch may not be enough anymore. It's all about gateway mindset. Are you right up here? Are you clear-headed? Do you have natural ways of coping? Do you have strong coping skills? A lot of us don't have strong coping skills. I probably do not have strong coping skills. All I have is music, and that's it. And if music is not going well for me, then my coping skills, like, I have nothing else to really go on. So I think we need to address the mental illness in this nation, the gateway mindset. All right, that's all I got for you today on Wednesday. I hope you guys were able to sit through this whole video. I see it's a lot longer than I wanted it to be. I was hoping to keep it like 3 minutes, and we're going on 7.5. But that's what I got for you today. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day. Remember, no surrender. Never give up on your dreams, and never stop fighting for the things that make you happy, healthy, and free. Love you. Peace.